Hello, everyone. All right. Um, so just enable the chat box for the participants. Let me know if I'm audible and clear. You should be able to use the chat box to ping now. Okay. We'll start the session in a minute. Waiting for other participants to join. I also shared my screen. It should be visible now as well. All right. I hope most of the participants have joined. We can start. Okay. Right. Very good. Right. So the session is being recorded so that it can be shared back to you. And then, of course, it's also live streamed in LinkedIn and other channels. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box. And you can use Q&A if you have a question which requires more detailed explanation. I will try to answer all the Q&A at the end of the session. Okay. All right. And people were asking about the participation related questions. You can directly get in touch with Datamites. Okay. Before we begin, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Ashok Veda. I've been in the technology industry for about 2 decades now, 20 years. This is my quick LinkedIn profile. There seems to be a bit of problem. So, okay. All right, so that's my LinkedIn profile. So in brief, I have about 20 years of experience with analytics, about 15 years. And last 7 years, I've been working as a founder and CEO for Rubik's, which is into AI and ML. Apart from that, I have trained more than 30,000 aspirants, learners in the field of data science and AI as a coach, as a mentor. I'm also an AI researcher. Specifically, my domain is marketing consumer behavior, AI influence, but last 1.5 years, I've been aggressively working in both healthcare and also in cybersecurity research with respect to AI. I work with many edtech companies and bodies across the world in giving keynote speeches, helping with their curriculum related. So with respect to this, I have a deep experience working with aspirants. Last 7 years, I've been involved with training them, coaching them. I'm also with analytics for more than 15 years, as I said. I have managed large-scale European Union projects, smart city projects. I've seen the transition from analytics to artificial intelligence and how AI has impacted the industry, as well as the job market and the skills in broad. All right, so with this, let's begin our today's session, which is career in artificial intelligence. Well, it's no doubt that artificial intelligence is making a huge impact across industries, disrupting business models. So many businesses have to adapt themselves to survive because of the impact of AI. It also has equally equal effects on the professionals, the jobs in the market. It's beyond any doubts that more than 50% of the jobs will be impacted by AI in next coming years. It's already impacted millions of jobs in last 2 years and continues to do well. So the question is, how can we adapt to this to these changes? Well, if you are pursuing career in AI itself, then that's the best way, because AI is going to cut through all the industries, all the domains. So if you can learn AI and pursue career in AI, you are foolproof or future-proof, at least for next 10 years. And then the growth and the demand for AI skills is so significant that you should be able to sail through this technology disruption with ease. So I'll be focusing most of this on understanding AI and mostly from a career perspective. Okay? So I have a quick introduction. So I'll introduce what is AI very briefly and different areas of AI, because AI itself is a very broad area. So we're specifically talking about each of these areas at a high level. And there's a lot of discussion between AI versus data science. Are they the same? Are they different? Which is better? So I have a slide just discussing about the differences between AI and data science. We'll talk about the core skills of AI, because that's more interesting, because that's what we really have to acquire if you are pursuing career in artificial intelligence. And of course, we talk about certain applications. There is no scarcity of AI applications. You see a lot of blogs and news updates, LinkedIn posts of AI application. I will touch a few briefly to give you a high-level view of it. And of course, the last point, which is the major aspect of this bootcamp, which is Kickstart your AI career, how to do that. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to just start with a very high-level slide, which is, we have been, like, life has been there for billions of years, to be more precise, about 4 billions on the planet Earth. But we got smarter in last 10,000 years, roughly speaking, all right? But if you really look at what as a humans we have done is, well, we first started becoming smarter when we started using tools, especially if you look at these bows and arrows, right? So we essentially started augmenting our own capabilities. One of the capabilities, your hand, you can do more if you use tools. And that's the evolution of human intelligence. We started building more capabilities or enhancing our capabilities in all the dimensions, starting with the first and foremost important thing, which is your hand, which we use for hunting. And then, well, when we started enhancing it, your rudimentary tools have become a bit more sophisticated. And then we become much more sophisticated. Now we have the earth movers, which you can basically, you can bring down the mountains and build stuff with that. When it comes to motion, we have learned to use tools and technologies to move faster than what we can run. For your curiosity, humans are not good at running. Even a domestic cat can outspeed us with a very ease. But we have learned to use our intelligence to build vehicles, right? And supercars. Now you can actually beat most of the other creatures. We become very smart. So essentially augmented our capabilities, which is, our legs. In the similar manner, we started augmenting our hearing capabilities. So essentially you can basically talk to anyone by using your telecommunication now. Of course, our sight, you can see microorganisms, we can see stuff in the space, so essentially augmented our eyes. Now we are in a very crucial augmentation, which augmenting our intelligence itself. And that's what we call as artificial intelligence. And it is so interesting, till 2015, I would say, to my knowledge, AI is a very very niche field. Uh, it's like rocket science, to be put it simple, right? So very few people have access to the knowledge, and then they essentially researchers and stuff like that. But something changed in 2015. AI has become what we call right now is democratized. Essentially, the knowledge of AI is made public. And there is so many avenues, which we're going to discuss later point of this in this presentation, where you can actually learn AI. And it's not going to take a decade or something. You could actually learn AI within 1 year. Any professional coming from even non-tech backgrounds can actually become an AI professional, professional within 1 year. So AI skills has become very common from 2015, right? That actually changed a lot of things, because now we have so many people who can actually apply artificial intelligence, which is a kind of enhancement of human intelligence for various business purposes. If you look at the brief history of it, the idea of artificial intelligence, like creating something which mimics human intelligence, is actually not new. It has been from even 13th century. I have references of people trying to do some mechanical things which can think and act by itself. That's the early AI. But officially in around 1950, so Alan Turing, Alan Turing is one of the most famous person in the area of AI because of this Turing test. It's a very simple test, which essentially tells you whether something is an AI or not. AI is smart enough to be human. It's actually quite simple test. There is a person sitting here, will ask a bunch of questions, and there is an AI over here. Let's assume this AI, and this is a human, right? So essentially, this person is actually a judge. He will ask similar questions to both, and based on the answers, he need to figure out which is human, which is AI. If the judge failed to do that, AI succeeds. And we can say that we have created something which can mimic human. It's kind of like a very simple test. And that's what we call it as Turing test. And that's the start of your artificial intelligence. And then the term itself, AI, is coined or introduced by John McCarthy. He worked for Stanford for quite some time. He's also called as father of artificial intelligence in 1956. Nothing much happened from 1956 till 1986, or I would say early 1980s, right? Because a lot of experiments happened, but nothing really come out as really useful, or even trying to, or even near to AI, like mimicking the human intelligence. But things changed when Jeffrey Hinton, if you know this person, he recently quit Google. He was in news all over. He was a chief AI for Google, and now he quit that position, and so that he can speak freely about AI and its influence on the mankind in general. So he is the one who actually invented backpropagation algorithm, which is a fundamental for any learning algorithm we see nowadays, right? From then on, from 1990 and beyond, AI and machine learning has become like the development has been really, really fast. And as I said, from 2015, it actually become more a common knowledge, and businesses start adapting it massively. So this is a very brief timeline of AI, how it started and where we are. And if you really can see, it's a really short span. In the matter of 10 years, we have moved from a very niche, sophisticated AI, which is only available to few people, to something which been adapted broadly, widely across industries. And we have so many professionals who are trained AI professionals who can contribute to the business. So this is again a simple question, why AI now? Well, now we have big data. There's a large amount of data being generated. We have a supercomputing power. And of course, we have an advanced modern algorithms, which can do fantastic work in terms of using the data and coming up with the business insights. These are the three major reasons, as per Andrew Ng, which makes AI really, really important now. I know most of you are here. How can I help you to start a career in AI? But all of these basics are important in terms of understanding what is AI. Then we jump into that. AI is a very broad term, like what we see human intelligence. It's human intelligence is not just your brain; it's all of your sensory organs, like your eyes, your ears, your skin. The similar manner, artificial intelligence is not one field. It's actually a collection of fields. It has different areas, just like human intelligence. Well, most important aspect of AI is your machine learning. Of course, extension of machine learning is what we call it as deep learning. All right. And then we have other areas like decision making. We have Markov principles, essentially used in certain algorithms to make decisions. And we have robotics, which deals with movement, which is not really most of the AI engineers do. Robotics is actually a very specific field within AI. And there are two important fields, computer vision and natural language processing, which is actually kind of built over your deep learning. Computer vision, most of your autonomous vehicles, even healthcare, significantly uses computer vision. So we can scan an X-ray, come up with the diagnosis. Computer vision for autonomous vehicles, self-driving vehicles. We use computer vision for even operating on a human. We're using computer vision plus robotics. Coming to NLP, very famous ChatGPT is a language model, which is actually comes under natural language processing. The whole goal of natural language processing is to understand human language as humans do and make sense of it. Because it's a machine, once it understands human language, it can basically swallow the entire knowledge available outside in the internet and become really smart. And that's what the ChatGPT is actually. It's a language model. So these are the 5 major areas of artificial intelligence. When you're pursuing career in AI, typically you start learning this, right? And this is a very niche one, again, not very popular. And this is, again, a super niche and not really popular. It's for very specific segments. So you start here, and based on your exposure, your first opportunities, or your interest, passion, you either specialize on this or this. And that's how your career transition towards start and transition towards further areas within AI. Okay. I see a lot of questions popping up. I will answer all the questions. You can write it down in the Q&A section. Thank you. Coming to the question of how is AI and data science related? Okay. So let me tell you what is data science. The data science has a very simple goal. Its goal is to find meaning from the data. So in other words, we can say insights from data. Okay, that's it, right? I mean, typically this can be done using traditional statistical techniques, data mining, etc. But adding some more power, like learning algorithms. These are classic machine learning algorithms. Machine learning itself is an area of AI. So you can usually say AI and ML can be used interchangeably because ML is a subset of AI. In fact, the most important part of AI, which other things are dependent on. So these are classic algorithms which use for classification regression. This adds significant value to data analysis, data science in general. So if you want to really say in a very simple word, AI is a toolkit, a tool for data science, for predictive analytics. Data science, sorry. So that's as simple as that. What's the relation between AI and data science? AI is a tool for data science, very much like any other tool we use. And this is a very sophisticated tool which can analyze structured, unstructured data and predict the future. It could be anything from customer preferences to purchase to logistics and whatever, right? So data science significantly uses ML AI for its predictive analytics. That's the link. Apart from that, AI itself is a field and it has many things going on by itself. So AI itself is become a major field now. So when you plan to become a data science professional, you learn a part of AI, this part actually, which is helpful in your work. Core skills. Well, as I said, Python is really required. When you look at the classic data science, Python is only required at the essential level, because most of the time you're going to use typical templated Python code and with few packages. So you do not need to be really good in Python. Essential Python is good for data science. But for AI, you really have to know a good Python. So Python knowledge, a deeper Python knowledge is really important, because you do a lot of coding in terms of not just manipulating the data, but a lot many ideas and lot many packages requires a deeper understanding or deeper knowledge of Python. So programming language, Python. Well, we also have other packages like Java and other things, but it's 95+%. Everything we do in AI right now is Python. So I can simply say learning Python is the most fundamental skill required to begin your journey towards data science development. And of course, it's all about stats. It's all about data. So whatever form of data you get, it could be an image, it could be a speech, it could be a text, it could be light, it could be anything. Finally, we convert that into numbers, and then we start doing algorithms. And when it converts to numbers, statistics plays a vital role in terms of transforming this data in a way we can use it for your AI model. Statistics plays a crucial role as well. So that's a second important skill you need to become an AI engineer. And of course, the third and most important thing, as I said, you start learning, your AI journey starts at learning machine learning algorithms and then deep learning algorithms. The difference is there are many machine learning algorithms, many classic ones, which most of the time we use it for classification regression works, if you understand that. And deep learning is actually deeper artificial neural networks. And I would say deep learning is a building block for further AI areas, especially computer vision and analytics. So the core skills you really need to become an AI engineer is programming, stats, machine learning, deep learning, and then computer vision and analytics is a specialization. Okay. There are a lot many things which might help you, including a lot of tools we have, platforms like TensorFlow, but these are all things which will help you to do your work better. The core skills are these four. This slide is put in. There are many ways you can learn data science. There are master's course being offered by most of the universities across the world, including the top universities, right? Usually 2 years course. It's provided both online and offline. That's one way. There are multiple institutes providing instructor-led training, including the Datamites, which is sponsoring this boot camp right now. They have a 1-year course, extensive, covering not just conceptual, but a lot of practical projects, along with internship bundled, and make you ready to the market. And of course, there are very high quality courses available in Coursera, edX, and Audacity as well. When I learned AI in 2015, Coursera was my major source of learning, because I learned AI by myself and then started working in multiple client projects. So even now, even today, we have a very high quality videos and self-learning materials available in Coursera and other channels. So these are the major three things for you to learn AI. Typically, this is 1 year. This is actually, so this is 2 years. Academic courses are 2 years. And most of the criticism you get from academic courses is they are not practical. So you don't really work with the real client projects. You learn stuff and the practicality is less. But the degree you get from university adds a very good value to your resume. Right? You are a graduate from a good university with AI, gives you a lot of good profile. This is typically 1 year. And this really depends on your pace. Sometimes it's 2 years, it's more because you're learning by yourself. So depending on your pace, it depends how you learn, how fast you learn in self-learning. Again, I'm not gonna talk about applications. I'm pretty sure you'd have seen a new application of AI in every week. You have multiple news highlights coming in, but I'll tell you at a very high level, because I work with a lot of healthcare hospitals and healthcare research institutes, especially in India and Netherlands. I also work with farming communities. I work with retail organizations. Recently, I started working with HR in Netherlands, big banks like ING is one of my clients now. And so I also worked with few banks before, but currently I'm working with ING from HR perspective. Um, Not yet with social media. I've almost worked with most of these industries. So from my own experience, I can tell you, things are moved from proof of concepts to live projects. Now we are getting um, huge projects, multi-million projects as a to start with. Few large project has been initiated in most of the big companies, especially almost all the Fortune 100 companies have production level AI projects, implementations. Lot many things are already in production and delivering value. If you come to retail, well, Amazon, I think most of the things from the website reviews to logistics of shipping goods to vendor management, everything in Amazon is driven by machine learning, AI and machine learning. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to go into detail. That could be an entire different webinar. In fact, each of this individual block can be multiple boot camps altogether, right? So just to tell you that AI is really making progress. This is what I have picked up now for my own new startup in Netherlands, because HR analytics is really, really massive. With AI, you can actually identify which employee can be more potential, who is not satisfied. We can use AI for hiring right people in our company. We can use AI for all sorts of things, right? So AI can be a huge asset in HR, all the areas of HR. Well, of course, in many other things. All right, so how do you kickstart your career in AI? I can tell you one thing. What we have been trying to do in AI in 2015, 2016 is vastly different from what we do in 2023 now. A lot of things changed. In 2016, 2015, we used to focus more on mathematics, learning algorithms, decoding that algorithms, understanding how an algorithm actually works. Because, if you have a project, we need to tweak the algorithm for our purpose. But if you look at 2023, you really don't care about it. In fact, a lot of my own colleagues, my own AI engineers, even forgot how these things actually work. They were experts in like 4 or 5 years ago. Now they don't really need them because everything has moved into more applied state now. So what do you mean by that? Well, it's simple. Lot of packages have made complex things easy for you. So you do not have to worry about how things works under the hood, like how this learning algorithm is actually learning, right? Well, it's good to know it and actually you learn it while you're learning it, but it's not important for your work anymore because the abstraction has become more mature right now. We have packages, we have many softwares which can take care of it. What you need to know is how to apply these algorithms, AI, to the particular use cases in your industries. So the learning has changed. Now we are more, application of different packages, understanding packages, especially we use a lot of TensorFlow, PyTorch for many of the projects. Mostly TensorFlow is one of these things. And in fact, most of these projects are done in cloud environment, right? So your learning should be more aligned to, of course, first to understand the individual AI algorithms, how it works, more on the theoretical, conceptual. But significant of your time should be spent, I would say more than 70% time has to be spent on applying these algorithms into the real-time projects. Doing more projects is what is going to make you a better AI engineer. Because when you do the projects, then you see the difficulties you face in terms of data transformation, in terms of using right algorithms, fine-tuning them, and bringing them to the use, to the business. So the shift is towards more applied, more practical, than more theoretical and concept in terms of learning. This is what I have observed myself in the last 6-7 years, right? So that's why when I say what's the best way to kickstart and get into an AI career fast, is that, of course, you need to first of all enroll for a structured learning by yourself. Well, if you take Coursera courses, they are also clubbed up with many different. If you say AI engineer in Coursera, it's a collection of multiple isolated courses, and they create a path. which is okay. Even I have learned from Coursera in 2015. But it will be more wiser if you have a structured AI course specifically for AI targeted towards either computer vision or NLP based on your end goal, right? And learning, deep learning all the models properly, applying it aggressively, and trying to understand how deep learning, computer vision, NLP things work for the real-time use cases, and how do you make solutions out of it. And the next really good thing, because most people who want to pursue a career in AI does not have an AI experience before, right? Of course, they would have done some certifications, some programs and stuff, but that is not really interesting when you're trying to find a career, right? Many employers would be interested to talk to people who have done something in real world. Well, it's a chicken and egg problem, because if you give a job, then I get a real world experience. But to get a job, you need a real world experience. That's the same thing with many other jobs as well. But internship is something which is right on the spot, which actually gives you a real-time experience. You work in the client project, you will be paid really less, but that's fine, maybe for 3 months or so. But this internship experience can be used as a real-time experience. So I really, really suggest someone who is moving towards AI career to start with internship. Fortunately, we have so many internships available in the market. If you look at LinkedIn, there are at least 15,000, 17,000 opportunities on a daily basis. At least in India, I can see that. Internships available in AI, right? And also there are many people advertising for AI internships, because AI interns are very, very helpful for companies as well. They do a lot of work, they come up with a good budget, and they're very curious, they contribute in terms of data manipulation and testing, things which is otherwise takes a lot of time for the senior folks. So AI internship is a win-win situation, both for someone who is pursuing career, as well as for the companies who are doing AI projects. And it is also easy to get in when compared to a full-time job. So it's highly suggested as a second step to start with internship. Your focus should be internship. It could be just 3 months internship, that's fine. But that will give you a real-world exposure, which is invaluable in terms of when it comes to getting a career in AI. Then, of course, you do a lot of projects, at least 15, 20 full end-to-end projects you need to do before you even start about pursuing a full-time job. And then, as I said, there are plenty of jobs in the market. In fact, millions of jobs are created as we speak on a yearly basis, right? There is no scarcity of AI jobs. But to get the jobs, you need to be ready, which means you should know all the fundamental concepts. You should have done internships and a lot of projects, and then you apply for jobs, and you will be a hot cake in the market to kickstart your career. That's all I have. And I can now get into more detailed answers based on your Q&A. All right, so let's spend about 35 minutes now. I'll take another 10 minutes for your Q&A section. Okay. All right, so yeah, the people are asking for certificates and other things. This is an automated process. So if you have attended this session within 24 hours, you will receive the certificate of participation in your inbox, okay? All right, so I have a first question coming from Sujal. Sujal, I want to start my career in AI. Where and how to start? I've completed my bachelor's in IT. As I said, start quick, because right now the market is very observing. I think it will be observing for another 1.5 years, 2 years at least, right? But starting quick is really important. So, I mean, Datamites is a sponsor of this organization, this boot camp. So you can directly contact them for the courses they have. And Datamites is actually trained more than 30,000 people in this area, and thousands have been successfully transitioned to AI. So they can help you. All right, the cost, you can check with Datamites. It shouldn't be a problem is what I can say, because it's affordable when compared to many other channels. What certification one need to get a job? All right, so Lydia, I won't really count on certification. Well, it's good to have a certification to get an attention, all right? So, but that doesn't really, certifications or even degrees for that matter will not get you a job. It's your skill which is going to get you a job. Your projects you have done, which is going to get you a job. Well, if you want to, Datamites has a lot of certifications from IBM, from IABC. IAB is an international body, European Commission body. So that is good enough. But as I said, certifications will enhance your profile. Maybe they can get an interview call for you, but getting a job is purely dependent on your skills. Umaru has a question. Umaru Sakoch. What's the roadmap of becoming a data scientist? Data scientist is another one. Data scientist takes about 6 to 8 months. Similar roadmap, 6 to 8 months. You don't have to venture into computer vision, NLP, and deep learning. Data science is more into classic ML models and solving a lot of data problems. So it is less complex than AI. It can be done in 6 months. And of course, you can contact Datamites for more information. Question from Jasper. Hello, this is Jasper from Kenya. Hi, Jasper. How can we use and how has AI been used in mitigating climate change? I only know from what I and from my other colleagues who are working in this area, because I myself haven't worked in climate change, but AI has a significant impact on climate change. One of the problems with climate change has always been to quantifying. For example, deforestation, right? It's very difficult to justify that you have cut down so many forests. Of course, you will compare the pictures of previous, manually show it and stuff. But with AI, you can actually real-time monitor if there is any damage in terms of deforestation or any damage of the weather or the climate-related things can be monitored and reported in real time, even with the satellite images. That itself can make a significant impact in terms of putting pressure on various, governing bodies and politicians to ensure that it is reduced, the damage is controlled. And then it's interesting for you if you're really into climate change. We have AI models which confirms that even if we start acting now, we can reverse the damage we have done. It's always believed that we have significantly damaged our Earth and it cannot be reversed. But there are AI models which says that there are several ways you can get back, we can reverse the damage, and we can actually heal our planet. And that's also been predicted by AI with the clear measures how to do that. And there are many use cases which you can explore for yourself. As AI is replacing lots of human jobs, what's your view? Will it affect the data science jobs too in near future? Yes and no. It's a very often asked question, all right? Yes, in a sense that you can use AI models, even ChatGPT, for example. You can ask a ChatGPT to write a classification model using certain algorithm, let's say random forest, with whatever specifications you have. You can simply ask it, it will write a very clear, detailed Python code, which can be deployed. So you don't have to spend a day or two for doing it. You can get it done in 5 minutes, all right? So it does affect the number of jobs currently you have. If you need 5 guys doing a job of data science, you can actually do it in 2 to 3 guys. So you can reduce your workforce, still increase the productivity. But that doesn't mean that you will get lesser jobs in the future, because the number of jobs put on in the number of jobs created is much, much more than what AI is actually producing in terms of increasing the productivity. In simple answer, there is an impact of AI, but the number of jobs keeps increasing for next 5 years. So you will not have a problem with data science. And in terms of replacing, data science has a lot of areas which AI cannot replace. One of the things is actually coming up with the features of the model, which usually comes from business or human sense. The common sense plays a lot of role in data science. So I don't think that any AI model can quickly replace data scientists. I have another question. Kindly demonstrate about explainable AI tool. All right, so that's again a different topic altogether. AI, by definition, is not explainable. That's one of the challenges, because if you say AI model, if you see an AI model, let's say you can use it for, let's say, approving an insurance claim. health insurance claim. Okay. If a model rejects a claim and the client goes to the court, for example, all right, and if you have to justify how is this been rejected, AI rejects based on the previous learn. It's a black box. You cannot explain it, right? In a traditional manner, you can say, you know what, these diseases are not covered, etc., etc. So it's rejected, well and good. And people actually agree when they actually take this insurance. But if you use AI, you cannot explain it, which is a challenge. And that's the very reason you cannot use AI for many things as of now. And then we have an explainable AI, which is becoming important now, because if you can't explain, then you can't really use it for many areas. That's in a very nascent stage. And yeah, we will talk about that in a different video. Which one is easier to study for master level education, AI or data science? I would say data science is much easier if you want to study masters. But if you're doing masters, AI in masters is actually better prospect than data science master. There is an option to reduce the course duration from 11 months without excluding the AI topics. Yes, you can. In this case, you need to work on the projects, early stages. Yes, simple answer. It's about 11 months, but you can reduce it to 8 months. You can work with the projects team to do that. But I strongly suggest you at least spend about 10 months because that's required to become a proper AI engineer. I have a question from Neda. Can AI help us in exploring changes in Earth? Yes, of course, and it's already doing it. And if you do a simple Google search, you'll find a lot of articles talking about it. I have a question from Nalish Rati. Living in Pakistan, admission, bachelor's. Yeah, of course. Masters in India, I don't currently work with universities as of now. But in Datamites, there are a lot of people come, and Datamites actually has a process in place in terms of giving you letters for visa and other things, right? So get in touch with Datamites. I don't know about the details, but I do know that there is a process. Okay, thank you very much for this session. All right, thank you. Glad. Internship, yes. So internships are included in most of the courses from AI companies, including my own company. Does a lot of we take a lot of students from Datamites for internships. Okay, the questions don't seem to be coming reducing. Still, we have 20 plus questions. I'll try to see if I can answer a few of them. Mechanical engineer, okay, good in Python, we can understand it. That's okay. I think you should be, you can that question. This AI does not really require, because as I said, it's applied, doesn't really require a prior, there is no mandatory prior requirement. So if you can spend 4 hours a day, 4 to 5 hours, 4 hours at least a day for about 6 months to 8 months, you should be able to easily learn all the things. For a professional in networking cybersecurity, yep. As I said, I'm currently working with in cybersecurity. That's a second field for me. Cybersecurity, AI in cybersecurity is massive field. It is still at the nascent stages, but it has huge opportunities because AI has been used for hacking or attacking, right? So there are a lot of tools and opportunities to use AI as a defense in cybersecurity. Yes, you can apply for AI in biotechnology. AI in career blockchain has more growth in future. I would say AI career, no question. Somehow blockchain, though it is a fantastic tool, it's a way you do this distribution transactions, link transactions. But I would say AI career is far more promising than blockchain. It depends on your interest, right? So if you're really passionate about blockchain, you should go for it. You can apply for internship MBA. All right, so the number of questions have now touched 26, it's going up. I would be taking the questions offline from now. And I already shared my LinkedIn profile. So I'm gonna share it one more time. Feel free to drop a message in LinkedIn. Yeah, that's my LinkedIn profile. I'll be more than happy to answer all the questions. Okay. So I hope this webinar has been helpful in terms of getting an idea about AI and some perspective on the career and the skills and jobs. If you have any further questions, you can always reach me on my LinkedIn profile, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.